Welcome. In this walkthrough, I'm setting up the breaker EA in MetaTrader 5, then using the strategy tester to review its historical behavior. This is an educational demonstration only. Automated trading involves risk, and the figures shown on screen are historical test results, not a promise of future performance. We begin in MetaTrader 5 with the target chart open. In the navigator panel, I'll locate the breaker EA under Expert Advisors. Before attaching any automated strategy, make sure you're working on the intended symbol and time frame. In this example, the EA is prepared for a short-term chart. When the settings window opens, the first section contains the EA inputs. Start with a unique magic number. This helps separate trades created by this EA from manual trades or other automated strategies running in the same account. Next, confirm the trading comment and the permitted trading hours. Here, the EA is configured to operate only during the selected session. Choose these hours deliberately, because market conditions can differ substantially between active and quiet periods. The money management section is next. You can choose a fixed lot size or a percentage-based risk model. Keep the setting aligned with your own risk plan and account size. There is no universal setting that is suitable for every trader or every market. Now we move through the execution controls. The maximum spread setting helps avoid opening positions when trading costs are unusually high. The take profit and stop loss inputs define how the strategy manages each trade. Review every value carefully before enabling the EA, especially when you're testing a new configuration. The time frame input controls how the strategy reads the market. Make sure it matches the chart and the logic you want to test. Once the inputs are reviewed, click OK to attach the EA to the chart. You can now see the breaker EA loaded on the chart. The panel displays information such as the magic number, the symbol, and the current strategy status. This is the point to verify that the EA is attached to the correct market and that automated trading is allowed in MetaTrader. The same process can be repeated for additional instruments. Here, another chart is opened and the breaker EA settings are reviewed again. A setting that works in a test on one symbol should not simply be copied to another without validation. Each market has its own volatility, spread, trading hours, and price behavior. After confirming the chart-specific inputs, the EA is visible on the second chart as well. Notice how the chart panel identifies the active symbol and displays the strategy information. Use this visual check each time you attach an EA. It is a simple way to catch a wrong symbol, wrong time frame, or incorrect parameter set before the session begins. Next, we switch to the MetaTrader 5 Strategy Tester. This is where you can evaluate the EA on historical price data before considering any live use. Select the EA, choose the symbol and time frame, define the test period, and use the best available data quality offered by your broker. The tester then runs the strategy across the selected history. When the test completes, the Overview tab presents the main statistics. Rather than focusing on a single profit number, examine the full picture: total trades, profit factor, drawdown, win rate, recovery factor, and the consistency of the results. The balance curve is also important. A smooth upward curve can look attractive, but it should be considered alongside drawdown, trade count, and the length of the test period. One short backtest or one favorable market phase is not enough to validate strategy. In the Inputs tab, we can explore parameter ranges for optimization. This lets MetaTrader test multiple combinations of selected settings. Only optimize a limited number of meaningful parameters at a time. Optimizing too many values can create a result that fits past data well, but performs poorly in new market conditions. The graph view shows the development of the tested balance and the associated drawdown. Look for steady behavior rather than simply the highest final balance. Large swings, long recovery periods, or a result driven by very few trades deserve additional investigation. Finally, the optimization results table lets you compare individual test passes. Use it to filter for sensible drawdown, adequate trade count, and stable performance across symbols or time periods. Then validate the candidate settings with out-of-sample testing or a demo account. That completes the setup and testing workflow for the breaker EA in MetaTrader 5. Configure carefully, test across different conditions, and manage risk first. Historical results can inform a decision, but they cannot guarantee future outcomes. With the EA now configured on the charts, the next step is validation. In MetaTrader 5, open the Strategy Tester and choose the Breaker EA from the expert list. Select the symbol you want to analyze. In this demonstration, the tester is used across several markets, including crypto, metals, and indices. Each symbol should be tested independently because its spread, volatility, trading hours, and price structure can be very different. Choose the same time frame that matches the intended strategy logic. Then set a realistic date range. A long period that includes rising markets, falling markets, and sideways conditions is more useful than a short period with only one type of behavior. Before starting a test, review the execution options. Use the highest quality historical data available and choose settings that reflect the trading conditions you expect. If commission, spread, slippage, or stop level requirements differ from your live broker, the backtest can give a misleading picture. When the test begins, MetaTrader processes the historical bars and simulates the EA's trade decisions. This is useful for understanding how the entry rules, stop loss, take profit, and money management settings work together. But it is still a simulation. Market gaps, liquidity changes, and execution delays can affect real trading. After the run is complete, open the Overview tab. This page gives a broad summary of the test. Start by checking the number of trades. A result based on a large sample is usually more informative than one based on a very small number of trades. Next, review the drawdown. Drawdown shows the decline from a prior balance peak. It is one of the key ways to judge whether a strategy's risk is suitable for you. A high return number does not automatically make a strategy attractive if the drawdown is beyond what you could realistically tolerate. Look at profit factor, expected payoff, and the win and loss distribution. A high win rate alone is not enough. Some systems win often, but carry occasional losses that are much larger than their typical gains. The full set of statistics is more important than any single number. The Graph tab gives another perspective. Here, the balance curve moves across the full test period. Pay attention to the shape of the curve, not only where it finishes. A stable progression with controlled pullbacks is generally more meaningful than a curve that depends on a single strong market move. Also look at the lower drawdown area. Long recovery periods or sharp drops can show that a parameter set is too aggressive for the available data. Use this information to compare risk-adjusted behavior, not to chase the highest-looking curve. Now we move to the input section. This is where the EA parameters can be prepared for an optimization run. The table allows you to select specific values, start and stop ranges, and step sizes. Keep this process disciplined. Choose only a small number of parameters that you have a logical reason to test. For example, you might examine trading hours, a risk setting, a spread limit, or an exit parameter. Avoid changing many unrelated inputs at once. Too many variations can produce a setting that is perfectly fitted to old data and fragile in a new market environment. When the optimization completes, open the Optimization Results tab. This list compares each tested pass. Sort and filter the results using measures that matter to your plan. Drawdown, profit factor, trade count, recovery factor, and the overall consistency of the outcome. Do not select a result only because it has the largest final balance. A balanced result with sensible risk and a large enough trade sample is often more reliable to investigate further. Test promising settings on another time period or another symbol before using them anywhere else. At this stage, the workflow is complete. The EA has been attached, its settings have been checked, and its historical behavior has been reviewed through testing and optimization. Before any live deployment, use a demo environment or a small control test. Keep automated trading supervised and set clear risk limits. Historical testing is a research tool, not a guarantee. The goal is to understand a strategy, its strengths, and its limits before making a decision. To close, use this workflow as a repeatable checklist. Confirm the chart and time frame. Review every EA input. Test it with realistic historical data and compare results using risk as well as return. Keep settings that remain sensible across different market conditions, not just the ones that look strongest in a single test. Before trading with real money, use a demo environment or a small controlled test. Monitor execution and understand how the strategy reacts to spreads, volatility, and market sessions. The Breaker EA can support a structured process, but does not remove the need for judgment or risk management. Test carefully, stay disciplined, and only use settings that fit your own plan. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.